Hey guys, it's Chet again, just coming back at you with the cleaning on this Mauser. I don't know if anybody can tell, if there's any improvement or not, but still pretty colored. It's got, some kind of rosy red. We'll get it from the other side of the light, but one thing I want to tell you guys about on these Mausers here, they're listed in good condition. When you get these things as described, I know you guys are going to set your happiness meter at about 10, because if they say good, we're expecting good or whatever. Now, on the exterior, these things are good, no doubt. One thing that you're going to have to check for on these when you get them, the bore look decent. Where the real issue is beneath the handguard and up in the chamber and the lands. Now we're going to talk a little bit about that, kind of go back to the gun here. This guy here, the amount of rust and whatnot and silt that I found beneath this handguard was incredible. You're going to want to get a toothbrush and some mineral spirits and you name it, but I can only describe it as red talcum powder. I mean, it's almost like silt, red silt. This thing shined up pretty well. We'll kind of get another lighting effect on it here. Tried to put the tablecloth down so there wasn't so much like glare from the light here, but it's got a kind of a nice like red sheen to it. It's real dark and rosy, but overall it came out pretty good. I mean, these things were blacker than black, with wanting to keep the value, collector value on them and not boil them out and whatnot. I mean, took a little low odor mineral spirits and some sandpaper and just kind of wet sanded the gun really good. Of course, after taking it all apart, and then went back with some linseed oil and then oil sanded the gun with the same grit. And you get a relatively nice look without taking away, the collectability, restoring that oil to the wood. This was perhaps the hardest part of getting this guy apart. And I noticed when I first got it that there seemed to be a few beatings doled out to the end piece here. No doubt from a Brazilian soldier, but what I had to do, well, pan around, I'm going to tell you the easy way to get this end piece off, because your whole stock is held on here. Creates your strong point at the bore end. But this spring in here is so tight. I mean, it's hard to press with your thumb, even if it's oil good. What I did is wrap the cloth around this, took a pair of vice grips, gave it a squeeze. Note, there's no teeth marks or anything, in the wood anywhere. Just squeeze it enough to where the pin here was set in. Flip this thing up on its bore on a soft surface. Proceeded to tap where the original Brazilian soldier had already been tapping. And they left some kind of, I call them bum marks, but they kind of left bum marks here when they tapped it down. No doubt they had tried to get it off, a few times, but they may have succeeded. And when I pulled the handguard off, it appeared that they didn't succeed because the amount of rust under here was pretty incredible. Read one review where a fella said he had never had to take 80 grit sandpaper to a gun before, and I was thinking, damn. I mean, unless you're polishing a Napoleonic cannon, but I did have to use 220, I'm not going to lie, and then treat the rust beneath here. Looks pretty good overall, though. I mean, it came out really nice, and it cycles sweet. It will feed the rounds nice and spit them out now. I had to go ahead and clean, the entire chamber. I don't know, we'll lay it down and we'll chank it out here. I had to clean the entire... I actually used a shotgun brush here. Up in with the cartridge seats. I know you guys can't see, but Where the cartridge seats up in there, you know, before the bullet lands, I think it was just rusted out. So I got it all out. It's not like there's fierce pitting or anything, and it cycles and feeds the cartridges smoothly. And the rifling looks really good still. So we're going to take it out this weekend and we're going to shoot it. See what it does. I mean, if anything, the collectability of it's pretty sweet, but one more thing that will wreck your happiness meter. Right here. In my first video, you could see a small dent. Now it's a small crack. This wood is so dry, just so incredibly dehydrated and neglected that there's a band beneath here, and it actually clasps over the boards. It's a crescent-shaped clip, and it is screwed in. One screw here and one screw here, and it's actually just a metal band screwed to the underside of the handguard, and it's going to just clip down over the bore like that when you press it on. That thing actually is missing a screw, and because of the tension, when popping it back on, it just kind of cracked that old dry wood. So kind of misfortunate, but you do got to stop the rust. I'm going to say it's worth the risk to stop the rust below this here handguard, because boy is it rusty. It's probably some of the worst pitting I've ever seen on a gun. I mean, I'm not going to say it's dangerous or anything. I'm going to go out and shoot this, like, no doubt. I'll just put my safety glasses on. I mean, I'll feel like, oh my god, that it's unsafe, but there is a lot of surface rust. I mean, these things definitely have just sat. The amount of silt, almost like a clay silt, that is just packed. I'm talking packed in the stock. Packed in every crevice. I sat here for 5 hours with a toothbrush and some mineral spirits in the stock, in every bolt groove, everything, to get this thing clean before it could even be oiled and then put back together and called serviceable. But don't get these expecting you're just going to get it in a box and go out to the range. No doubt. I mean, the cleaning is epic. You guys you're definitely going to need to inspect them thoroughly. VZ24 7mm contract Mauser. Plan on spending a good deal of time cleaning these. You know, I did the stock too, and it took about 5 hours. If you guys just want to like clean them out and then run out and shank some rounds through them, then you know you're going to be standard clean. But I went ahead and broke it all down and got rid of the rust and whatnot of the same shot. So we're going to see how it does. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, kind of what to expect on this thing here as far as the cleaning and whatnot. Didn't want anybody like sogging these, you know, on the UPS, and then they show up and then everybody's crying foul. You know, it's got a nice patina. I mean, the blue's gone clearly. I mean, it's just pretty gray. There's no pitting on the exterior surfaces, you know, of the bore on the exposed end here, you know, or the action here. There's no pitting or anything. I mean, just the bluing is gone. The pitting is all going to be beneath this wood where no one's ever dismantled this thing to pay attention. And that's what we need to pay attention to when we get these in. So, alrighty guys, just want to give you a heads up, know what to expect if you order one. And, you know, where you can go ahead and set aside about 5 hours to do a good job on this guy. Feel good about it when you put it in your gun safe. Know it's not just slowly rotting away on you. You're going to want to get the whole stock off and get your toothbrush out so you can get that rust killed. Use the solvent to kill that rust. Polish them up and you're good to go. But we'll show you some range reports. When it stops raining here in the gem state, we're going to go out and fire a few off and see what it does. So this is your VZ24 7mm contract Mauser. Thanks for watching.